Some people say that Disney World is the happiest place on earth, but I disagree. I think it's my garage. Today, in between sets and reps, I'm going to be addressing the 4 questions that I'm getting most frequently over the last couple weeks, and happy to share. Let's make it happen. First question I'd like to address today is why I'm not posting as much content during the summer as I was leading up to the end of the school year. And that was a conscious decision for 2 reasons. First is that I've been putting in a lot more time training, which will be discussed in another question coming up in a moment. So I've been exercising, fitnessing, training much more frequently, many more hours and with a higher intensity than I have been because my body's starting to feel good and I'm enjoying the process. I also have committed to more time with my family, and I have committed to getting a bunch of house projects done this summer. And each video I post here takes about 4 hours for me to record, edit, and put out. So I've just been pulling back on that. The second reason why I haven't been posting as much content is because I've been doing some soul searching and trying to think about what is the best way to take this vlog going forward. Question number 2 is, why am I training so hard this summer? And the answer is, after 9 months of evaluating and reevaluating, I've learned that my life is much more fulfilled when I am competing in something. And what I'm choosing to compete in is something physical, and that demands a high level of training so I can perform when it's time. So for me, the difference between exercise and training is exercise is physical movement because we love it and it's fun and it's super healthy for our body, and that's awesome. And training is preparing for a specific event on a specific day. And I think this spring I'll be launching back into some functional fitness competitions with a very methodical protocol, getting myself there uninjured, and I'm super psyched about it. So I've taking the extra time this summer to build my foundation of fitness to hopefully prepare myself for the upcoming year and competition. Question number 3. Mr. D, what happened to the story time videos? And here is the deal with story time. Back in spring, I was sharing some fun stories from my life that I was really excited about doing. And then I performed a deep dive into what it takes to be a good storyteller. And as I always say to my students, comparison is the foundation of unhappiness. Once I learned what it took to be a really good storyteller, I realized how poor of a storyteller I really am, and I started to research ways that I could improve my storytelling skills, and then I got completely paralyzed by perfection, and I didn't listen to my own advice, I didn't practice what I preached to my students, and I felt like I wasn't good enough. At that exact same time, Bill Elberty, one of my best friends who was working on me with my storytelling skills, passed away, and I just didn't feel right telling stories at that time. So it's slowly coming back. I need to let the perfection thing go and just enjoy telling stories and slowly get better as I go. But just totally paralyzed by perfection, and I need to be mentally stronger and overcome that hurdle and start telling stories again, because I got a lot of fun stories to share. And number 4, the question that my wife and I have been getting the most frequently over the last couple weeks is, what are your thoughts about the return to school? And quite frankly, here is my thought on the return to school. The only things in life that I have control over are my effort and my attitude, right? So I'm gonna focus on what I have control over and do my very best to let all that stuff that I don't have control over slide off my back. I understand, way easier said than done. And I know that I absolutely love my students and I love my content. And regardless of the platform that I have to deliver, I'm going to do my best to be as engaging as possible and to make it as relevant to my students' lives as possible to enhance the quality of their life so they can strive to be the best versions of themselves. Other than that, I'm not focusing on what I don't have control over, which is so much, and that's part of the reason I think why I'm exercising so hard every day, because for that 2 or 3 hours every morning, I can put my mind in a place where it's not having anxious thoughts about stuff that I don't have control over. I'm looking forward to the start of the school year, regardless of how it plays out. As of the recording of this moment, we don't have any information exactly about how it's going to go down. Yeah, just focus on what I have control over, and super psyched to acknowledge the fact that my students don't get this year back. Okay, the 9th graders, this is your freshman year. This is your only freshman year. Seniors, this is your 12th grade year. This is your senior year. And I'll give you my word that I'm going to work my hardest to make it as good as it can possibly be for you all, given the crazy circumstances. And let's make memories.